From the number of confirmed kills to the longest shots ever made, here are 8 of the deadliest snipers in history. Number 8. Billy Dixon. Billy Dixon was known for being a skilled marksman, buffalo hunter, and Indian fighter in the late 1800s. He is one of only 8 civilians to receive the U.S. Medal of Honor. Originally from West Virginia, he was of European and Native American ancestry and eventually moved to the Texas Panhandle to hunt buffalo. He moved to Adobe Walls, now Hutchinson County, Texas, where hundreds of buffalo hunters roamed the area and the buffalo population began to drop. The Native Americans from the area realized the threat of the Adobe Walls trading post and the buffalo hunters, and they organized to try to get rid of them. Early in the morning on June 27, 1874, a combined force of Comanche, Cheyenne, Kiowa, and Arapaho warriors attacked the town. There was a reported force of 700 warriors, and Billy Dixon was one of 28 men and 1 woman who participated in the Second Battle of Adobe Walls from inside James Hanrahan's saloon. Over the following 3 days, the buffalo hunters repelled the attacks with their pistols and short-range weapons. On the 3rd day, 15 warriors rode onto a bluff to decide how to proceed. Billy Dixon took a shot with a Big 50 Sharps rifle. Already known as a great shot, Dixon shocked even himself when he cleanly hit a warrior from his horse nearly a mile away. While now controversy reigns over the exact distance, U.S. Army surveyors who conducted a post-battle survey determined that the shot had in fact been over 1,500 yards or 9/10 of a mile away. Supposedly an impossible shot. Following these events, Dixon joined the Army as a scout and 3 months later found himself in another battle at Buffalo Wallow. His gallantry in battle at this subsequent fight earned him the Medal of Honor. Number 7. Rosa Shanina. Rosa Shanina was very young when she joined the Soviet Red Army after the death of her brother in 1941. Smart, beautiful, and deadly, she is credited with 59 confirmed kills. It took her 18 months to convince the military to let her sign up after learning how to shoot at a range, and she was finally accepted into the Central Female Sniper Academy. From there, she became one of the most prolific snipers in the war, taking part in crucial operations to repel the German forces. She would become renowned for her ability to score doublets, hitting 2 targets one right after the other, and became obsessed with taking out the snipers of the opposition. In 1944, a Canadian newspaper described Shanina as the unseen terror of East Prussia. She became the first Soviet female sniper to be awarded the Order of Glory in 1944. She died in January 1945 during the East Prussian offensive as she tried to protect an injured artillery officer while the Germans attacked. She was 20 years old. Her legend remains as one of the most deadly snipers in the war. Number 6. Carlos Norman Hathcock. Carlos Hathcock was a Marine Corps sniper whose success in the Vietnam War became legendary. Although his confirmed kill count was 93, since that was the number that had witnesses, Carlos estimated that he'd probably taken out over 300 enemy fighters. This suspicion is backed up by the fact that a bounty was put on his head by the North Vietnamese army of $30,000, about 15 times more than the usual rate for snipers. They called him the White Feather because of a feather that he would wear in his hat, a name that would be given to a variant of the M21 rifle in his honor. He first deployed to Vietnam in 1966 and returned to the U.S. a year later after a particularly brutal mission. He returned to Vietnam again in 1969 to command a platoon of snipers. While he was never hit by an enemy bullet, he was severely injured when the armored vehicle he was traveling in hit an anti-tank mine. He suffered third-degree burns before escaping the wreckage and received the Purple Heart for his brave efforts. He would later also receive a Silver Star. Hathcock served almost 20 years in the Marine Corps and helped to set up the Marine Corps Sniper School in Virginia. Number 5. Chris Kyle. No list of snipers would be complete without mentioning Chris Kyle. He is the most accomplished sniper in U.S. history, and his best-selling autobiography, American Sniper, was later turned into a hit movie directed by Clint Eastwood. Kyle received an invitation to the 24-week Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL School in 1999 and went on to serve 4 tours in Iraq as part of SEAL Team 3. He served in many major battles that took place during the Iraq War, where he became notorious for his marksmanship skills. His first confirmed long-range kill was a woman approaching a group of Marines while carrying a hand grenade. Kyle called his longest successful shot a straight-up luck shot from his Macmillan TAC 338 sniper rifle when he killed an insurgent sniper aiming at other U.S. military personnel at 1,920 meters away. His effectiveness led to a bounty of up to $80,000 placed on him by insurgents who called him the Devil of Ramadi, while the Marines he was tasked to protect began to call him the Legend. Like many other snipers, that exact number of sniper kills is unknown since they have to have been witnessed. The Navy confirmed 160 people, which would have beaten Adelbert Waldron's U.S. record of 109. Kyle was killed in 2013 along with a friend at a shooting range in Texas by 25-year-old Eddie Ray Routh, who was suffering from PTSD and schizophrenia. Number 4. Craig Harrison. Craig Harrison is believed to hold the record for the highest number of confirmed sniper kills for someone who is still alive today, as well as the record for the longest confirmed kill in combat. Having joined the British Army when he was 16, Harrison was a corporal of horse in the Blues and Royals Cavalry Regiment of the British Army and served in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Bosnia. In November 2009, Harrison was in the Helmand province of Afghanistan. He was in a 3-vehicle convoy when the soldiers ahead of his vehicle were ambushed. They were stuck in a gully fighting for their lives. Harrison spotted an enemy machine gun that was spraying bullets in their direction. He realized that it would take 6 seconds for the bullet to reach the target and began calculating how he would attempt to pull off such an impossible shot. He fired, and the first one missed. 6 seconds later, the gunner dropped dead from Harrison's second attempt. Later, an Apache helicopter measured the distance of the miracle shots, 2,475 meters, over 900 meters beyond his rifle's effective range. He had over 170 confirmed kills. In 2009, he was sent home after a bullet went through his helmet and his vehicle was blown up by a mine. When Harrison returned home, the Ministry of Defense released details of the record-breaking shot, but accidentally revealed his identity to the public. Al-Qaeda published his personal information and that of his wife and daughter on the internet, and the government warned him that he was now in danger of being kidnapped by Al-Qaeda sympathizers. This led to the end of his career. He was awarded £100,000 in compensation by the Ministry of Defense. Number 3. Adelbert Waldron. Another sniper from the Vietnam War is Adelbert Waldron. Until 2011, Waldron held the record for most confirmed kills by any American sniper at 109. Waldron deployed in Vietnam in 1969 as part of the 9th Infantry and set his kill record in only 8 months of service. At the time, the 9th Infantry was based in the Mekong Delta, which was one of the most hostile territories in the war. This brought out his superior marksmanship skills, at one point scoring a confirmed kill after firing from a moving boat 900 meters away. Another time, he managed to take out a group of 8 Vietnamese soldiers from 500 meters away by using only 8 shots. 1 shot, 1 low. Waldron became one of the most feared and wanted by the Viet Cong and became known as Daniel Boone. The Vietnamese had a $50,000 bounty on his head. He was sent home in 1969 and became a sniper shooting instructor for the Army and left the military a year later. By the end of his service, he had earned many military honors, including a Silver Star, many Bronze Stars, and a Presidential Unit Citation. Number 2. Fyodor Okhlopkov. Fyodor Okhlopkov is famous for his extraordinary count of 429 confirmed kills on behalf of the Soviets in the Second World War. He started life as a farmer, hunter, and gold miner, but in 1941, when war broke out against Germany, Okhlopkov joined the Soviet Red Army as a machine gunner. By October 1942, after his brother had been killed, he became a sniper. He was soon one of the most effective snipers in the Army and in the world. The Army newspaper, The Defender of the Fatherland, spoke about him, saying he has the keen eye of a hunter, the hard hand of a miner, and a big warm heart. He taught many young snipers and was injured 12 times during the war until finally being released after a serious chest wound. He was from the Yakut region and was at first denied honors due to his ethnicity. In 1965, he finally received the Order of Lenin and the title of Hero of the Soviet Union in recognition of his efforts during the war. Number 1. Simo Häyhä. Simo Häyhä holds the record for the most confirmed kills and is widely seen as the most skilled and successful marksman that there has ever been. Häyhä fought for the Finnish army in the Winter War that took place between Finland and the Soviet Union between 1939 and 1940. The Finnish snipers would traverse the snowy terrain on the border of the countries wearing white camouflage and skis, taking advantage of mistakes made by the Soviet leadership that left their troops without the necessary clothing and easy to spot. Using an M2830 rifle, Häyhä was only there for 100 days, but with a confirmed kill count of 505 in total, that meant he was taking out at least 5 enemy soldiers per day. Some reports even claim he killed up to 800 combatants, but this figure is unverifiable. He earned the name the White Death for his skills and became a prime target for the Soviets, who finally caught up with him in March of 1940 when he was hit in his jaw by an explosive bullet. He was found by soldiers who said he had half of his face missing and was taken to the hospital where he survived. He regained consciousness on the day that peace was declared, and after recovering from his injury, he went on to become a moose hunter and dog breeder in the wake of the Second World War. He lived a long life far beyond the typical expectancy of a sniper, only dying recently in 2002 at the age of 96. Thanks for watching! Click here for more videos. See you next time. Bye! Preparation and maintenance much safer for its operators. Even though they are inexpensive, they require a power plant that generates 25 megawatts, enough electricity to power 18,750 homes. The military is